So on the topic of boundaries, I just did a little video about boundaries. So here is a little diagram, and it says here, boundaries sound like. Let me see. Let me read it to you. It says, boundaries sound like, I understand you're upset, and I am not okay with being spoken to that way. I can't help, but I cannot do this for you. Another example of boundaries is, I need you to understand what I'm feeling. I do not need help solving the problem right now. And, or this is a big one, a boundary, no, full sentence. And so understand the importance of boundaries. And I kind of like to describe a boundary like this. It's kind of like, just like how this diagram talked about, it shows you fences. And it's, you think about, I'm over here, you're over there. There's a fence that is in between us. And part of the reason why I like to give this example, I remember one time giving an example like this. If I don't really like animals, or not specifically, but I don't like, using the example of, I don't like dogs. Let's go with dogs. And your neighbor has a dog. But your neighbor's dog keeps coming over into my yard and having a bowel movement in my yard, or using the bathroom in my yard. And I don't feel like, you know what, it's right for my neighbor's dog to keep coming over into my yard to use to do whatever they please. So then we have a conversation and we come up with a boundary. So we build a fence. That now becomes my boundary between my yard and my neighbor's yard. But this is the thing. I can choose to create a fence with no opening, or I could choose to create a fence with a gate. The gate now becomes where I can choose to unlock it when I desire, and I can choose to, I could essentially just choose when I want to open that gate to allow the dog to come over. Or I can choose, or, you know, if my neighbor says, hey, I want to come over, or I want to take a shortcut, here is the fence, or the gate in the fence. So essentially, boundaries are like something like a fence, just like in this diagram. I created that fence to pretty much create this boundary between myself and my neighbor. And with that fence, I can determine, or my neighbor can determine, when she or I are willing to unlock the fence to allow either one of us to go through that fence. If that fence or that gate is locked permanently, or there is no opening, it just means that there is no negotiation. There is never going to be a time where I need to go on her side or she needs to come on my side. The fence could, or the gate in the fence could be, if it is that, you know what, I have a rodent, or I have something that's on my side of the yard, and I say, hey neighbor, I want your dog to come and catch a lizard, or whatever the case may be. We're negotiating. And so now we unlock the gate for the dog to come on that side whenever I desire or she will allow, vice versa. Understand what boundaries are. The fence is that division between me and the other person. The gate becomes how we negotiate when either one determines it's the right time to come over on either side. We can also decide not to put a gate because there is no negotiation. The fence is going to be a permanent separation between your side and my side. So think about it. What are some boundaries that you need to place in your life? And who do you need to place those boundaries with? I have people, or you may have people in your life that you need to set a boundary with, but you can't completely cut them out your life. So the fence becomes that negotiator as to when I will allow you over or you will allow me over. That fence is not my negotiator. But with some people, there is no negotiation. There is no time where I could come on your side or you could come on my side. Think about it. Think about those people in your life and those situations and circumstances in your life that you need to create a boundary. Okay? Thank you.